what's your name?
MysDiggi on the mic. The one to bring the funk, although my armpit's not stinking.
Well, it's the most underestimated, overqualified, though he's undereducated.
Alright, what's going on? It's your boy Flowz here for the Draft Pick Mix Show, representing FlavourRadio.com. I'm here with none other than the man Mystro, aka MysDiggi.
And now the owners asking me, what's your name? I'm like, I'm sure you know, so I don't want to say. But I might as well, because everybody's saying.
Alright, well, first off, like I like to do with everybody, would you go over a bit of your background? Because I know you've been in it from early days now, like, what, 1998 came on the scene?
Yeah, boys, that's it. It's what it's turned into now. It's funny, like, the years have flown by. But yeah, I first kind of came out around 98, 99, and then, like, I got my first, like, official release was with Deal Records back when they were in West End. And I did that single, Kiss the Ass Goodnight. I had Skinny and Jargon on the B-side, the Words Out. And then from there, I just started working with, you know, people like Bluefoot, Harry Love, featured with The Planets, Brain Tax, started hooking up with Brain Tax, so I got on the Low Life label, and then released the EP with them, Music Mystro. I had, you know, different producers, I had C-Swing on there, obviously Harry done some production on there, Louis Slippers. So then I started, you know, meeting different people and networking a bit more, and then after that I kind of hooked up an outing to Australia, like for about 3 weeks. That was in 2004, I think it was the end of or sort of mid 2004.
Yeah, I know that single. Yeah. I know that was around that time, like.
Yeah, so you know, within all that, and I also featured with Rodney P, Black Twang on their albums, and you know, so I was getting quite a lot here and there, and then once I started going to Australia, I ended up featuring with a couple people out there, and luckily for me, like, it was like, you know, about 4 different acts that I featured with, all released in the same year. So then it just made it go, oh, you know, this guy Mystro must be good, and that's like with the Hilltop Hoods, with Phrase, Resin Dogs.
Bliss and SO.
Yeah, Bliss and SO. So Flowz is on point, boy.
You know,
it sounds like he can teach you a lot there, boy. Yeah, so you know, luckily for me, and some of them were on majors as well, like Universal and this and that, and it all came out at the same time. Then I ended up going back touring for, say, the Resin Dogs. I'll be there for 2 months or something, come back for like 2 or 3 months, then went and toured with the Hilltop Hoods for another 2 months. And then, so all in all, that kept kind of happening throughout since then, until, you know, I still go out there now, but I realised that because I was out there so much, people thought I was living there.
You know, that was my impression.
A lot of people that I see now go, oh, you moved back, or you just here to record, or you just here for... I'm like, what are you talking about, bro? I live here. But I can understand now that it might seem like that, because if, you know, I don't know, you might see someone go, yeah, where's Mice? And they're like, oh, he's in Australia. And then 3 or 4 months later, you might come back and see them. Right, where's Mice? And oh, he's in Australia.
Because you missed the time.
Exactly. You missed the actual time I was here. So a lot of that was going on. And then right now, you know, we come up to this point. I just released the EP called F the Tax Man. FET. You know, we had to abbreviate it a bit just in case.
Just in case, like, get past those censors.
Yeah. And on that I featured like production from dudes that haven't necessarily had anything out yet, and it was just to kind of get something out as well. I hadn't had nothing out for a while, so I put it out with Beer and Rap, and you know, they did what they could with it. So we're still, like, there's a whole load of other stuff that I've been conjuring within that time frame as well. So you know, it's just getting the right situation to get it out. But
so, you've been busy. Okay, so let me take it back then. Let me take it back. That was a brief history of Mice, like, you know, like pretty much covered the whole interview. Like, I'm done. Let's take it back, because like, obviously you're saying like you featured on a lot of great, like me myself. I know you more as a feature artist than I would from your own stuff.
From my own stuff, yeah.
And you know, it seems like you name some of the best in British hip hop, and like you've got a connection with them one way or another. Yeah. So was that more of a, you prefer to be a featuring, or it just came about like kind of like you went with the flow, like?
Yeah, I mean, it was like in my head, because like, you got to remember, I ain't got no manager. I've never had a manager or like a publicist or anything like that. So my mentality was, in order for me to kind of get out there and get recognized, it makes sense featuring with people, especially with people that were already kind of getting their stuff out there and already established. So, and you know, for them to ask me, it's not like I went, oh, yo, man, please put me on the track or whatever. They asked me out of like, yo, I like what this guy's doing. So I'm not going to say no. I ain't going to lie. There's some people that I didn't feature with because I didn't think it made sense either, like, you know, it was either like, well, I haven't really heard enough of you to kind of say, all right, let's do something.
To be affiliated with your kind of sound,
And then at the same time, I felt that it was a bit much when people kept doing the whole feature thing. Like, for me, it wasn't like, yeah, hey, everyone come and feature on this thing I've done here. It was, oh, so-and-so's doing that album, they want to do a track, or so-and-so, you know, it was more spread it out like that. But yeah, it was definitely more like a thing of, like, obviously I got to feel the artist first. I got to like what they do anyway. That, you know, you're gonna do it half-hearted. And then the next thing was, is it worth me doing it? Like, you know what I mean? And it helped, man. Like, at the end of the day, it did what it did. You know, people got some nice music out of it. Hopefully.
Nah, truth. I mean, like, it's like I told you before, like one of my favorite tracks, "The Fingers Deep in the Weed Sack."
Louis Slippers,
brain tax, like, you know. That's the kind of things I know you from, like, you know, DJ Louis Slippers, the Brain Tax, the Yes King, things like that. And so I didn't really know much of your old stuff because, like, I even know you had the album out, the Diggy Down Under album.
Yeah.
And what, you released that in Australia? That was
that was an Australian label called Grinding. Basically, because I was going out there now and I like making music, it made sense. The guy was like, first, well, you should do an EP, like just work with some of the local acts there. And put it out, but because I was going back again and again, it just turned into an album thing. And then the concept was already there. Like, shout out to Bluefoot, DJ Bluefoot came up with that concept. And then so it was just a case of, you know, what goes on, traveling around there, touring, this and that, all that kind of madness. And luckily for me, the guy that was taking me out there was, you know, that was touring me at the time. He'd got like a sort of distribution deal with a pretty big sort of label out there in Australia. So he was like, look, well, we know how we're going to get it out now then, innit? And then
was that the Grinding?
Yeah, that was Grinding. That was Grinding. And then their parent label, which was Central Station, they really liked the idea of it as well, and so they put money behind the video and all that kind of stuff. So it made sense, man.
Was it the Strong Rhyming? Was that the...
No, the video for that was Who You Gonna Blame?
Whenever I'm buzzing off hydro.
The one video everybody loves. Because you can tell there's some money behind it.
It's true. So I see your other videos, like keeping it real, keeping it real, keeping it real.
Yeah, I like at the end of the day, there ain't a big budget in this whole kind of UK hip hop thing. So you do have to make do with what you got. But I think there's got to be some thought behind it. Like, I really don't like rapping to the camera sort of videos, even though mine are like that. But there's not much else you can do.
You know what I mean? You can't really, the concepts are limited by budget.
Yeah, so the directors usually, but we just want a few shots of you rapping to the camera and stuff.
But that's not your style.
But you gotta make do. Yeah, you gotta make do with it. So, but that came out about with the Australian thing, and then it was like a case of, obviously I wanted to work with people out of there. I kind of saw the scene pretty similar to what we had, but say like, in
earlier
sort stages, of, like 97, 98, 99, 2000, where, because for a while, like the underground, like American stuff was selling more than, that was real big here, like the Raucous and all that sort of era. But then all of a sudden, the UK stuff started selling more than that. We were like proud of our own shit. There was a lot of good stuff coming out. And that was, it was kind of, it felt like just before that point where, the homegrown stuff was doing more is what it felt like in Australia.
Okay.
I felt like, this is
just
a real...
like on the cusp of something, because...
Yeah, definitely. And now it's like that. Like, now the Aussie hip-hop scene is probably bigger than, in terms of the underground stuff, anyway, it's probably bigger than anything else.
They stick more a lot of their homegrown talent.
Yeah, definitely, because they can relate to it a lot more. Like, a lot of people would say, we like the American stuff, but we prefer the English stuff because we can relate to what you're talking about. They're not really, like, mate, we don't really do all that bling stuff, bro. You know what I mean? Like, just throw another one on the Barbie or something, bro. Shout out to my Oz lot, they'll probably lynch me for that one there.
I'm not gonna lie, to my ear, that's how I did. That was pretty spot on, like.